What's going on, everybody? This video we're going to talk about burnout, like the thumbnail says, obviously, right? So I'm not burnt out, but I can feel it kind of coming on, so I wanted to talk about it. But first, let's roll the intro and a lot of requests for dump trailer footage. So first, here's a not at all related to this video, but here's some footage.
In there somewhere. Not too bad. Let's get out of here.
All right, so burnout. My wife told me, it's like, don't get burnt out. I'm like, I'll never get burnt out. This is no way. And then I see myself making mistakes, and it's like, maybe I am getting burnt out a little bit. I mean, it comes from I think just, like I sometimes work through the weekends, run jobs, and I think it's not just one specific thing, but if I don't get time just to relax or do something else, play with the trailer, play with my daughter, do something else besides it, then it's just always about work and the business and everything. And then obviously, yeah, anybody would get burnt out. And then I think, customer service and the quality would suffer because you end up just not caring as much as you do, or you don't, do that thing slide. So I made a mistake recently last week, running an HDMI on top of, you guys saw the kitchen we're redoing, and running an HDMI to the TV to the actual receiver. I usually go with ADI. I don't know if you guys know that or not, if they're in your area or not, for low voltage equipment and tools. That's what we're racking out in my entire house right now. So stay tuned for that video series, because that's gonna be fun. That's not burnt out work, that's just hobby work. And but at the same time, we cut the drywall out and did everything, ran the HDMI, and then put it all in, painted it and everything. And I didn't buy them from ADI because it's not very close to me. So I went into Home Depot, bought a 50-foot HDMI cord. Didn't even pay attention to its directional or unidirectional. So one end it only flows signal one way. So one end has to be for the TV, one end has to be for the receiver, or the obviously source material. And guess what? I had them backwards. So luckily, I cut out the back of that wall, which was pretty unfinished drywall. So I cut it out, got to it. It only cost me probably, I'm gonna say 2 hours of work, including going and getting the actual HDMIs. And also it's supposed to be running two, not just one. So that's a pretty big mistake on my end, and that was a complete oversight. And it comes down to just not planning, I think as far as basically, I take 30 minutes in the morning now. I'm just going to go over my entire day's schedule, what I need to do, what needs to be done, what can be done, if it can be done, what we can not do. I don't want to not do something, just put it off. But if I can get it done, I want to. But I don't want to be completely stressed out about the entire day. So I want to take 30 minutes in the morning, just plan out everything, kind of go over, just fire up the QuickBooks, make sure everything's in line. And that way I wanted to take a half a day during the week, but that's not working out because I'm just too busy right now. So I'll eventually there'll be a day where I just take a half day just to kind of come into the office and just QuickBooks, record something or anything like that. So, and I do consider this YouTube work as well. It's a hobby, it's fun too, but 3 videos a week, it takes a little bit of time for sure. So even though these videos are not edited for crap and the quality is not the greatest, but hey, it's still time out of my day. And again, it's a hobby. My plans going forward as far as kind of curbing this is basically, what I would recommend if you guys have this, is just, again, plan ahead more. Just take that 30 minutes. Okay, what are we doing this, not like every hour, but okay, what do I need to work on? What are any errands I need to run? And that's gonna go to implement basically having customers call me and being like, hey, something came up, can you come on over? Like, not just rushing right over, saying, hey, okay, no problem, we can either go over on the phone, or I can come over the day after, or we have this time, which I have implemented this week because a couple customers are like, hey, how about this, this, this? Okay, I have free time, say, this coming Friday, or I have free time next week. We can go, like, your scheduled time for me to be there, that can be handled then, not now. It's not your lack of, a customer's lack of planning is not my emergency, and sometimes I make it my emergency, which is my fault. So keep that in mind. Basically, and another thing I would recommend if you guys do want to curb this right in the butt right away is have a business phone. Like, have a second cell phone, second phone line, something like that. Because if you give your customers your personal phone number, you're always, like, even though I don't have to respond, I'm always getting that text. And sometimes those texts can ruin my night. They're like, oh, we decided to do this and 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 this instead of this. And it's like, oh, really? It's like, now I'm trying to do something with my wife, and all I'm thinking about is like, oh, great, yeah, now I got to deal with that on Monday, or deal with that on tomorrow, or whatever it is. So, and that way, if I have a second phone, I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but if I have a second phone, I can literally just turn it off, and I now tell up front, I'll be in contracts, hey, available from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. If it's an emergency, you can call a plumber, you can call an electrician, something like that. I'll give them my electrician or my plumber's contact information if it's an emergency, because if we're redoing a bathroom, like, the only real emergency is a water leak, or electrician didn't ground, faulted, and kind of like that. That's an emergency. But at the same time, anything else, if a customer's like, oh, most 99%, almost 100%, actually, I've never had a bad emergency phone call. Actually, no, that's not true. I actually, 2 years ago, I had my plumber redo a couple lines in a kitchen, like a galley style kitchen, and the solder joints didn't hold, and he called me. He's like, hey, we have water in the kitchen, it's pouring out. So that was a pack up, get over there right away, take care of it. So we did, but at the same time, that was probably the only instance where I actually needed to be there. Like, it was, hey, let's fix it, let's get it right, no problem. Otherwise, customers can just, they'll text you, and I allow it to happen. Like, hey, what about this? What about this? Hundreds of questions. Like, it's ridiculous. And then that flows in. If I'm answering questions all day and I get home, then my wife asks me questions about everything, and now I'm immediately annoyed with her because now I'm answering a bunch of questions with her, which is not her fault. She just wants to know stuff about the day. I totally get it. At the same time, but my brain is just like, more questions. So that's the way I'm going to work it from now on. I'm going to probably, just tell customers, hey, available from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. If it's after those hours, I'll return your text or your phone calls the next day. And that's the way it's going to be, because and then Saturdays and Sundays, I might be looking into getting another phone, just because I don't want to deal with it. I want to be present here at my house, doing stuff here. Not saying I'm not working, but doing stuff here, and just not dealing with the day-to-day life, because everybody needs some time off, right? Which is, I get it. I got into self-employed because I can make my own schedule, and then last weekend I worked completely through, which is another reason why I'm probably getting a little burnt out. But it's because I went, I think 16 hours working on the Saturday and Sunday, worked right through for a different, for somebody else, but at the same time it's still work. So, and then rolls right into Monday, we're back into the meat grinder basically, and here we are. I think this video is going to come out on Friday, so it's Friday, or it will be, right? So that's all I got as far as burnout, right? So it's fun, it's great, but you got to make sure you just got to pace yourself. And I remember when I was working piece rate, like, I didn't care, because the more I worked, like, it was like dictated, like, all right, if I work this Saturday or I work through the weekend, I'm literally making money because I'm getting jobs done, blah, blah, blah. And now, I can up my prices for a contract, but once I'm in a contract, no matter how much time I spend with that, besides change orders, but that amount of time, that contracted work, I'm still getting that paid, that amount. So, you just got to plan out more. So that's all I got for this. You guys like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Get some good stuff coming. The trailer's coming along, electrical, and live video coming up pretty soon. just going live just to answer questions. And I know I get a lot of questions about business and dump trailers, and I think people are getting into the debris removal business, which is cool. I'm not in it. I just use it for my business, but it's fun. It's fun times, and it's definitely an amazing tool. That's all I got.